In the 5 years that Slind and I left Ironmere, I've been traveling. Although I could not say the same for him, as though I do not know where he is gone. Although I do hope that great things has come upon him, things that I have found have been great as well. The first thing I found out is Dragon is not dead. On his fall into the lava with Herobrine merged with him in order to save himself. Ever since then, I've been attempting to kind of get him out and save him. I know there is a way to save him, but it came with a cost. 3 years ago, almost to this day, I managed to trap Herobrine and cast a spell on him that I had learned from another mage. Within this spell, he told me that there was consequences. And with what, I didn't really believe it, since I was kind of mind-talking to him. We haven't really met. He told me of his ender side, such as mine. He said that this is a very dangerous spell and could have unforeseen consequences on the effects. And I did not listen, and now my eye is completely white. I have major vision problems, and sometimes I even get headaches. I fear that it could be taking complete control of me, but for the time being, I'm going to find something else to cast the spell to completely remove Herobrine from Dragon. On another note, I have been researching. I found out that we are not the only ones that's dealt with this. There's a legend that there's more than one Herobrine entity in the world. Due to this, I want to find the 3 that are also suffering. And just a few weeks later, I found out that Grayson was one of them. I know that he always talked about weird things happening to him back when we went to high school together, but I never actually knew that there was something this bad. And I also know about what happened to one of their friends. I'm trying to figure out a little bit more on the backstory of how this started with them, but I do know it started with that house. That's all I know for now. Ever with you, Sponge. Let's see if my healing potion's finally done. Ow! That's not a healing potion. Gosh dang. Whatever, let's eat some food. Ow! Now! Why is everything trying to harm me? Gosh dang. Oh great, the library stairs fell again. That's nice. What the heck? Well, at least this library stairs are still intact. I want to find some more books. See what's going on and stuff. Hopefully they'll have some more potions here at the store. At least items for the potions.
Ah! What the?
Hello.
Who are you?
Hello.
Wait, you again.
Slind? What? Whoa. Wait, you're here. What are you doing here?
I was thinking about asking you that.
I live here. That house up there on the mountain, that's where I kind of live. Did you pass by it?
Never knew.
Yeah, did you pass by it or something? I saw a man walking down the mountain last night.
Yeah, I did walk down there.
Well, it's getting late. Do you want to head up there or something, since you're, like, here?
Well, fair enough.
There's a lot of things I kinda...
Oh, and, I may have found something on the way.
What?
Not sure if it's interesting, but it's something I think called a void satchel.
Wait, what?
I'm not sure. I found this from one of the areas.
Oh, that was kind of mine.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, whatever. Apologies. These stairs are kind of... Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed.
Just try not to fall. Can't tell me how many times I've fallen and stuff. So, dude, I would ask you what you've been up there to, but I kind of know. So far, you're actually kind of popular. You, live in the middle of, the Emerald City, from what I've read in the papers. Or at least in the scrolls.
Well, kinda.
So it seems, so I can't imagine what you're doing out here.
Yeah. I felt a little bit more adventurous in what do we usually expect.
Okay. I'm kind of that way too. I travel far and wide, even though I always make it here home. So, here's my, house. Pretty sure you've already seen it.
I think I didn't. No, I didn't actually look at his house, so I did see the shape.
Yeah, well, I kind of sleep here. Here's, where I keep all my things. Yeah.
Nice view from here.
It is a really nice view, I will admit that. And, yeah, I get a nice view of the village here. So, with you living in an Emerald City, I take it you probably don't know what's been happening out here.
No, didn't really know much.
It's kind of a halfway good news, bad news type thing. So, do you like your dessert first? Because
Up to you, I guess.
so the good news is, a few weeks after we left Ironmere, which, how many years ago was that? Like 5?
Probably 5.
I figured out that Dragon isn't really dead.
Oh,
But here comes the bad news.
what?
It's in one of these books here. I've written them down. Whenever Herobrine pushed him into the lava, he grabbed Herobrine on with him, used the sword to immortalize him. Well, we left that day thinking we were victorious, but we were, for like 5 minutes. Herobrine merged with Dragon to save himself. Everywhere,
So you're
Herobrine
saying...
has continued his path of destruction. And now the face that everyone sees is Dragon's. You see, there's a special... I can't explain it completely yet, but... It has to be a certain person for Herobrine to possess to completely alternate the body. For one, their name has to be Colin, and they have to look similar to the Herobrine himself in order to do a complete altercation. Since Dragon doesn't have either of that, he just has white eyes, or at least one white eye. But what I'm saying is, it's highly unstable. But I've been working at trying to completely remove Herobrine. About 3 years ago, over on the other side of the mountain where this bridge is, kind of at the bottom part, I did a spell to try to remove Herobrine, or at least some parts of him, and it kind of went haywire. Herobrine got out, but what did come out of him kind of came onto me, and that's why my left eyes were white. I sometimes have some vision problems, but it's nothing really too bad. And I went to this place known as the Magical Library before it, so-called erupted. Some books here. It's like a journal, like journal entries. It's very interesting.
Ah,
It's by another man named Colin.
you did say something about, I think, a colon earlier?
Yes. You see, according to this diary, I have reason to believe that there can be and is more than one herobrine entity on the planet.
More than one.
Yes. There are people. Whenever me and Dragon bought that house, we are not the only ones who are suffering this curse. There's some other people who is in the exact same situation as us. One of their friends being possessed, everything similar. They even bought a similar house. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, before I managed to trap Herobrine, I found out that the house that we bought was actually torn down and rebuilt before we bought it. Or, well, really 20
Weird.
years before we bought it. It used to belong to a family, and one of their names was Colin. Now, this diary says it's Colin's journal entries. It's very interesting, I will say. It talks about a brother named Armin and stuff. It's like this demon, quote unquote, gives Gaia power, and that's control Herobrine. The demon was Herobrine, but Herobrine was silenced for thousands of years, and finally Colin was the one to be taken over. And what's in this book is brutal, I will say. Colin witnessed his own body rip his parents apart.
Ah,
I know, right? Gruesome. And before it happened to Armin, he was able to eject himself out of his humanity out of his body and onto another living creature. And I'll even read some of the lines that says referencing that. I will eject my humanity on any living creature that's nearby, whether it be a spider, a skeleton, or an enderman. It will be ejected onto and become a part of it. This new ender power that I have kind of gives me new abilities, such as I can use certain forces to give myself things that I already have in my possession, but duplicate them. Mostly like power sources, and I've also been able to lead myself to do things that endermen can do, like teleport. It's very useful, but there's something I'm trying to learn in the arts of now that I can use to be able to put an amount of ender power into one energetic, so I won't have to have ender pearls as an energy source. It will all be stored into a separate source, and after much of that power is used, it would come back to ender pearls. But I'm still working on that type of magic still.
It reminds me of my dimensional chip.
Oh yeah. I think I can trust you.
Agreed. That was a good trip. Huh?
Hurry before this
Hey, Rob.
town is the only town that I've ever come to that hasn't been destroyed by him. Some power force is protecting this land. Every city I've ever gone to has been destroyed by him, or even thinking of going to. That's why I've never gone to Emerald City. I could never risk that many lives. Now, I've been trying to find Grayson for many years, especially after I figured out that you'd taken his place at the Arctic base after he supposedly went missing. And I do know for one thing that the Empire wants him. And they also want another person because he, helped him escape the Empire City, so he's probably also wanted too. And yes, what you're seeing right here is the sword that I used. Without the sword, I probably couldn't do half the things with my new Underside that I could before. I also went back to Ironmere after you had left. And the city was in more ruins than when we left it. The first city I came to after Ironmere, I had passed by multiple times to put up a backpack. And whenever I went to go get it, my backpack, the city was destroyed. I didn't think nothing much of it at first, but a few weeks later I found out about Dragon and Herobrine's not being dead. So this, if you're wondering what this glass is, this is a specially enchanted one-way glass. I can see through it, but on the other side it just looks like the surrounding dirt. It's very useful when coming to, for me to like see any intruders or on probably hopefully never occasion him. But it's
well, even better view.
Very handy. Now through here is another door. You could like just close that, I guess. Yeah. So down here, this is the mother lode of secret. This is one of those of the 3 diamonds. The one that we will never speak the name of without horrible things happening. I've encased it in this special enchanted glass so that he can never find it, or any other magic user. If you're wondering what the spell was that I used a couple of years ago that caused my eye problems, it was a enchantment that was given to me by a guy. Us mages are able to use something known as telekinesis, or something we can talk to each other through each other's minds even if we've never met each other in real life. I was able to use some telekinesis with this guy named Drake, and I suspect that he might be one of those 3 other people that are dealing with this. He told me of the spell. He told me that there would be consequences to using the spell, but I did it anyways, and that's why I had this eye problem. And over here, this is the dragon's helmet I found in the ruins of the place. So, yeah, I guess it's like my little secret. So,
Oh, not tell another living soul.
Yeah. So, even though it's daytime, I think we should get some rest. I've been mapping out some places, and I'm planning on going somewhere. It's sort of far away, but it's I marked out a portal, and this portal should be able to lead me to a second one that could lead me to a completely new area where I might be able to find extremely magical and enchanted items to not only meet the goal of having a separate power source for my powers, but to also maybe get something else. And I also suspect that the other 3 people might have been traveled there before, or somewhere near there. They're known as the Badlands. They're extremely far away, but I've detected some portals that might be able to lead us straight to it. So there's the house right across from the store, the blacksmith, is where you could like use something if you have a separate bed or something you could use, but if you want to use it, you're free to use it. But I'm gonna get my rest up here.
I guess we'll find another place to sleep at. Maybe in the town you
Yeah,
mentioned.
down there, right across from the blacksmith's, another house I own. You could like use a sleeping bag or something, or if you have a portable bed.
So I guess we do something later
Yeah,
on.
we could sleep for today. It looks like the sun might be going down soon, so we could just sleep through the night and get a nice fresh head start in the morning.
Alright.
Okay, so
I guess I'll go to the town now.
be careful down the steps. I've fallen before and it hurts.
Alright.
Just in case, you probably might want to take one of these.
Thank you.
Yeah.